I had this experience that I was verbally abused in a bus. But hi, this is Miss Dani, a breadwinner and a dreamer. Is it possible to be both? Let's see and let's win this together. Now I'm here to talk about the ugly truth of moving abroad. If you click this video, that means you're thinking of going abroad, and I am here to tell you the truth. Not only the things that you see in social media, the reality of being here abroad. Moving abroad is often portrayed as a dream. New opportunity, new adventure, new challenges, new experiences, exciting cultures, and a fresh start. And there's social media flooded with all these lovely landscapes and the so-called perfect expat lifestyle. But what people rarely talk about is the ugly truth of moving abroad or moving to a new country. Now, let's first talk about the dream versus the reality. Many people move abroad with high expectations, like super high, imagining a life with so much success and adventure. However, reality often paints a different picture. The challenges can be very overwhelming. Example, finding a job in a competitive market without connections can take months. And on top of that, expectations of a better quality of life can be shattered by high living costs or unexpected financial burdens. Do you still want to come here? The first example, without having connections can take months for you to get a job. You really hate the backer system in the Philippines. Well, here abroad, it's so much more a reality. It is true that everywhere it is a backer system. They just call it here referral, refer a friend, refer a colleague. But yes, it is so much more easier to find a job when you have that someone who knows in that company that you are applying for. I mean, I am the living example of maybe 95% of the company that I applied for hired when I have a connection there. In a positive note, from my perspective, I believe that if I own the company, or I would prefer to hire the friend of this employer of mine, because I can ask her, if is your friend a good worker? Do you trust your friend? Can I count on you? Because that's how it works. This is business. Giving trust to someone you really don't know and you have no one to talk or ask about that person is a risk. Then I will trust my people. I will trust my employer. I will trust him that his friend is someone dependable. Second is the emotional toll. This is where I struggle the most. One of the hardest parts of moving abroad is the emotional strain. Homesickness kicks in when you least expect it. Being away from family and friends during the most important milestone of their lives, loneliness is the common struggle. But I can say that I may be lonely here, I may not be happy here, but I can feel the contentment. As building connections in a new country takes time, even making new friends, cultural differences may cause you misunderstandings, and actually, to be honest, it's not the same in the Philippines that your workmates are your friends as well. Here, there's no such thing as personal attachment to your workmates, to your colleagues. As I have noticed, there is always a wall being as workmates and being friends here. It's rare to see someone being friends with his or her workmate, unless if they have past relationship, like maybe they were colleagues before, maybe they've known each other for a while now. And one thing that may be restraining everyone else to have friends is that one of the reality here, most of the people here, like for example, here in Melbourne, most of the people here are immigrants. So actually, when we're on the train, there's no such thing as we talk, we do marites, like, you know, because everyone is like either in a book, reading, in their cell phones, doing something, or calling someone. That's it. That's why building a relationship are very intentional here. You do it if you really make an effort. If you go maybe every weekend in the city, meet up, but yeah, that's the reality here. Unlike being in the Philippines, it's so much easier. The convenience of friends, the convenience of someone to talk with these petty things, like you can't do that anymore. The third one is the financial and career struggles. Relocating isn't just about packing bags and hopping on a plane. It involves like visa fees, rent deposits, and emergency funds. Finding a job in a foreign country is very difficult, especially if you're faced with permit restrictions or unrecognized qualifications. You can never expect that when you come here, or the same job that you have in the Philippines is actually the same job that you'll get here. It's impossible. Wake up! Many expats here find themselves underemployed. Well, me, I am a teacher in the Philippines, but I am not a teacher here. But I am called as educator because I am studying here in this profession, the childcare. But still, I had this company before that they always makes us feel, and they will tell us in front of our face that we are underqualified. And I hate it so much. It's very degrading, but at the same time, it's very humbling. So that's one of the struggles, I guess. Someone will make you feel little and will degrade you. And that's what is my own first-hand experience. Oh, don't do that because you are underqualified. Oh, sorry. I just know someone that she's a dentist in the Philippines and she's now working here the same work that I do. First thing that I asked, why are you here? But she cannot even answer my question. But later on, when she started talking to these personal things about her, then I just right away understood why she's here. The fourth one is the cultural and social differences. The number of immigrants here in Australia are like higher than the number of the population of pure Australians here. Adjusting to a new culture are far more challenging. The unfamiliar social customs, every interaction can feel like a new learning experience. Such barriers can make a simple task like ordering a food in a restaurant or doing a grocery frustrating. In some places, discriminating and stereotyping is hardcore. It adds an extra layer of difficulty, and to be honest, yes, I had this experience that I was verbally abused in a bus, but with the other experience is that I only heard it, but I was in the same cable in the train. But that person is actually verbally abusing a Filipino. And yeah, no one can help you. No one can. It is true. It is true. So if you are ready for this, then you'll be okay. But please be ready because this is really part of being abroad, of being a stranger in this country. Sad reality. The fifth one is the bureaucracy and legal hurdles. When I came here, it was so easy. But right now, even if I want to help my friends to come here, even my siblings, but it is still impossible for now because visas, work permit, these are all parts of the process of moving here. The legal process can be slow, expensive, and overwhelming. It is actually mentally draining. All of this. But what I can say is that if you want to be a teacher abroad, I think you'd rather apply in the United States. We know a lot of our friends who's doing well now there. So ask them or at least do a research about them. I cannot really recommend teaching in Australia because I am not yet a teacher here. I don't have any idea how to be a teacher here. Practical advice I can give to you. Choose your hard. Challenges that you'll face here in Australia, you'll face it as well in the United States. Now, to compare them, choose your hard, you have a better income, higher earnings, and so do it. I totally agree that you should go to the other parts of the country because yeah, it's hard here in Australia. But choose your hard, you have all the options. And the sixth one is the identity crisis. Remember the person I talked to you about that she was a dentist in the Philippines. Now when I asked her if there was one time that she wanted to go back, and then she said yes, definitely. She tried, but when she went back home to the Philippines, she felt a stranger in her own home country. And why is that? As time goes by, life moves on. Even our friends and family moves on without you. They move forward with their lives, and that's the reality. And you know what? That hit me hard because last year, even when I was already here, all I was thinking are my family. But later on, I realized that I needed to move forward with my life. It was emotional for me to realize that they have moved forward with their lives without me because that's the reality. And I needed to accept it. That's why I needed to move forward with my life here as well. That I am here alone, I have to accept that. Funny because when I moved here, I never think of that. I thought it's still gonna be the same, but it's really different now. It's really different. That's the reality. The advantage of having an identity crisis is that you'll get to know you. You'll get to know what's the reality, and you need to accept those things. And voila, you're living in the moment. You get to appreciate what you have now and the time that you have in the present. The moment that you create in this present moment. So identity crisis will give you a sad reality. At the same time, it's up to you if you'll use that to move forward.
Seventh is, the last one is it worth it? Despite of all the challenges, people are still looking forward to move abroad. It forces personal growth, builds resilience, and open doors to unique experiences. Yes, however, it's essential to be fully aware of the difficulties and realities of being here abroad before making such a life-changing decision. Some people thrive in the new environment while others struggle to adapt and eventually decide to return home. Now, if you're gonna ask me if is it worth it, it's been almost 2 years for me living abroad. All I can say is that I may be lonely, but I have this contentment in my heart. I've grown so much. For me, yes, the growth, the changes, the independence, and the freedom, financial freedom that it taught me actually disciplined me to be who I am today. And when time comes that I want to go home to my hometown, to my beloved country, I have this so much experiences and knowledge that I would love to share to my fellow Filipinos. This was the life that I had, that facing your fear and taking that leap of being a dreamer, even if you're a breadwinner, is really, really possible. That's it. In the next vlog, I will tell you the specific ugly truth of living here in Melbourne, Australia. See you there! Salamat ang pagkita!